Hi everyone, welcome to RailsConf 2021. I'm Rahul Subramaniam, the CEO at Engineered, and we are delighted to be part of this event. Over the next 3 days, we are looking forward to some great talks, workshops, and most importantly, interactions across the Rails community. The birth and evolution of Engineered is very tightly knit with the birth and evolution of Rails. And like Rails, we've adopted the doctrines like optimizing for developer happiness and omakase. Over the years though, the pursuit of these values has taught us that the bubble of happiness that we all experience with Rails isn't the whole story. And we'd love to share our learnings with all of you who are riding this train with us. Both Ruby and Rails put the developer at the center of everything. If you ask developers what they enjoyed the most, they're probably going to tell you two things. The first is this freedom to express themselves while solving problems. And the second is seeing others use and benefit from their creation. Now, Ruby and Rails have both proven themselves over time to be great at letting developers express their problem-solving creativity without getting in the way. It is the very reason we all love them and why we are all here today. The second one, though, is a whole other story. A decade ago, it took a few simple steps to get your creation to your customer. Today, however, the journey consists of thousands of choices that developers are expected to make objectively and rationally. By all standards of reason, if you consider developers to be human, that ask would be most unreasonable. For example, the first choice you need to make is how you're going to deploy your application. Is it going to be a physical machine, a virtual machine, a container, or a serverless function? Let's say you figured that containers give you the most flexibility. Then the next choice you have to make is what platform do you deploy on? Do you choose the public cloud, private cloud, hybrid, or a data center? Let's say you pick the public cloud. Then do you go with AWS, GCP, or Azure? Let's just say that you chose AWS. You then need to choose your orchestration service. Do you choose Elastic Beanstalk, EKS, ECS, or do you self-host your Kubernetes cluster? If you chose EKS, then the next choice you need to make is whether your compute is going to be over EC2 or Fargate. And all this just to make a simple decision about where you want to go deploy. We haven't even started with the how. Next, let's talk about a paradigm shift in computing where the world is moving towards ARM-based processors, not just on mobile devices, but also desktops and servers. To ride that technology wave, you then need to understand how this paradigm shift affects the decision trees that you just navigated. It just keeps getting more complicated. It almost feels like being handed a car with thousands of controls that you need to manipulate to get to your destination, when all you really want is to hop on a train and just get there. What we really need is to expand the doctrines of Ruby and Rails beyond the core language and framework and into processes and tools that are core to getting your creation to your customer. What if I could launch a clean and magically configured dev environment with one click and get started with my code in under a minute? And then when I am done, I use Git push to deploy my app to the customer. That experience would mean that I get to stay in my happy bubble a lot longer than I do today. And that begs the question, why settle for limiting your happy bubble time to just 15 to 20% when you could have so much more? Why don't we demand that more tools be grounded in the ethos of Ruby and Rails? We must expect more from our processes and tools. We need to put the developer, the human, back at the center of things. At Engineered, this thinking and ethos is at the center of everything that we do. And we invite you to join us on this quest for more time in our happiness bubble. So please do reach out and connect via any of these channels including the Discord chat later this afternoon. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.